In 1978, Christopher Reeve flew onto the big screen as Superman, and under Richard Donner's brilliant direction, for a magic moment in movie history, the world believed that a man could fly, with this treasured masterpiece that is Superman the movie that gave birth to the superhero genre, creating a new era of cinema. Superman the movie is also considered one of the greatest movies of all time, and with good reason, as it brilliantly tells the story of Superman, with plenty of heart, humour, action, and romance, along with an excellent supporting cast, including Margot Kidder as Lois Lane, Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, and Marlon Brando as Jor-El, as well as a glorious score by John Williams. Superman the movie really was a game changer in the world of movies. However, the road to getting this movie made wasn't easy, due to bizarre scripts, tax evasions, difficulty in casting, on-set tensions, and green suitcases. Yes indeed, Superman the movie wasn't made without its challenges. So today I'll be exploring the many hurdles that Superman the movie had to go through by looking into 10 things that you didn't know about Superman the movie. So buckle up and get ready as we celebrate the life and brilliant career of Richard Donner. And what better way to start than with Superman the movie? Number 10. Superman the movie happened thanks to Zorro. The roots of Superman the movie go back to the early 70s, with the movie's producer, Ilya Solkind. He had just produced the very successful Three Musketeers movie in 1973, and was looking for his next big movie. While walking around Paris, he saw that there was a Zorro movie being shown there. This got Ilya excited about the possibility of making a comic book movie. And what bigger comic book but the Man of Steel himself, Superman. Ilya, along with his father, Alexandra Solkind and Pierre Spengler, bought the rights of Superman from DC, and made a deal with Warner Brothers to make 2 Superman movies back to back. Mario Puzo was hired to write the script thanks to his work on The Godfather. The Solkinds then got Bonnie and Clyde writer, Robert Benton, and husband and wife writing team, David and Leslie Newman, to rework the script. It's no secret that at this stage, the Superman script was pretty camp. It was more of a reflection of the Adam West Batman TV show from the 60s, as well as the 1950s comic book campy genre in general. This version of the script was so tongue-in-cheek, it even featured a cameo by Kojak, who was to see Superman flying around while yelling out, "Who loves ya, baby?" Now, it's not the writer's fault. This is just simply how superheroes were perceived back in the day, and it would have taken a very bold vision to dare to see the superhero image as something deep and serious. If only there was an arrest warrant issued on an actor for starring in an offensively obscene movie, and a crazy director with a gun to change the course of the movie. Oh wait, there was. Number 9. An arrest warrant led to a change of director. So the directing duties were given to British director Guy Hamilton, who had previously directed 4 James Bond movies, including Goldfinger. The movie was set to be filmed in Rome, Italy. However, this created a major problem. Marlon Brando was cast as Superman's father, Jor-El, and he also had an arrest warrant in Italy, thanks to the controversy surrounding his part in the movie The Last Tango in Paris. So it was decided to film in England instead, namely Pinewood Studios near London. The Solkinds also discovered that filming in the UK would save them lots of money, but this produced yet another problem. Guy Hamilton was a tax exile and could only spend so many days in the UK per year, so he was dropped. So the producers had to find a new director. There was the possibility of hiring Steven Spielberg, but Ilya Solkind wanted to see how his upcoming movie Jaws turned out before hiring the then unknown director. Jaws was a massive hit, and by that stage, Spielberg wanted to direct his own movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The Wild Bunch director, Sam Peckinpah, was next in line, but during a meeting with the Solkinds, word has it that he pulled out a gun and said, "You gotta shut up, kid. What do you know about making movies?" So faster than a speeding bullet, he was gone. The attentions were then focused on director Richard Donner, as at that stage he had just directed The Omen, which was a massive hit. Donner got the call to direct Superman while sitting on his toilet. He fell in love with the idea of directing Superman, finding the character to be an important part of American mythology. He got sent a copy of the script and instantly did not like its campy nature. So along with scriptwriter Tom Mankiewicz, he reworked the script to make it more grounded and realistic, to give the movie more heart and to craft it into something special, not campy. He wanted to focus on plot elements like Clark as a young boy growing up in Kansas, along with a huge emphasis being put on the love affair between Lois Lane. Something that Donner has frequently said is that he wanted to give the movie verisimilitude, which meant that although Superman is a fantastical story, he wanted it to be believable. Superman the movie has 5 different sections. The first act in Krypton, which feels grand and biblical. Then the Smallville section, which feels like an epic movie with vast landscapes. Then there's the Metropolis scenes and introduction of Superman, which feels like a comic book superhero movie. Then there's the following scenes with Lois where it becomes a heartfelt romance, and the last act of Superman saving California from an earthquake where it becomes a disaster movie. To me, verisimilitude is to Richard Donner what Excelsior was to Stan Lee. Number 8, Marlon Brando had bizarre ideas for Jor-El. So in order to give the movie more credibility and vested interest, the Superman production wanted 2 big names to star in the film, where Marlon Brando and Gene Hackman were cast. In fact, in the early days of the production, their casting was the main focus of the movie. Hackman got huge acclaim for starring in the crime thriller The French Connection, but he was hesitant to star as Lex Luthor, as he thought that it would ruin his image as a serious actor. But he really took a liking to Richard Donner and wanted to work with him, and felt that he could actually do something really special with the character. Marlon Brando was one of the biggest stars at the time, having previously starred in The Godfather a few years earlier, and in order to get him in the movie, he was paid a whopping $3.7 million for just 2 weeks of work, with him only appearing on screen for 20 minutes, along with additional footage intended for Superman 2. He also received top billing along with 11% of the movie's financial intake. However, when Brando turned up on set, he had some very interesting ideas when it came to Jor-El, as he felt that Jor-El should be played by either a green suitcase or a bagel, with him providing the voiceover of the character. Now, I don't know if he was joking around or if he was just a bit crazy, but thankfully Brando's truly bizarre visions of the part were rejected. Not that I've got anything against suitcases or bagels, I just don't know how I would feel about Kal-El being fathered by a suitcase or a bagel. I mean, I'm not the only one who thinks like that, right? Number 7, the many choices for Superman. It seems that nearly every big actor and his goldfish at the time were considered to play Superman. At one stage, the 2 main choices for the part were Paul Newman and Robert Redford. I like both these actors, but it just would have felt wrong as they just weren't remotely Superman. It seemed that everyone was asked to play Superman, including Al Pacino, Dustin Hoffman, Steve McQueen, James Caan, Muhammad Ali, Clint Eastwood, Nick Nolte, and Burt Reynolds, but they all turned the part down. One actor who was interested was Sylvester Stallone, and he lobbied for the part, but nothing came of it. Finally, the production found their Superman in the form of actor Patrick Wayne, son of John Wayne, but he then dropped out when his father John became sick. The production then decided to look for new talent and to cast an unknown, as an unknown wouldn't likely turn the part down, but would also be more believable as Superman. That way the audiences won't be saying, "Oh look, there's Robert Redford playing Superman," but instead, "Oh look, there's Superman." Number 6, trained by Darth Vader. A young 24-year-old Christopher Reeve flew into London to audition to play Superman. At that stage, Reeve mainly worked on Broadway productions. At first, it was felt that Reeve was too young and too skinny to play the Man of Steel. But lo and behold, he did his screen test with a sloppy makeshift Superman suit, giant sweat patches under his arms, and a head full of black shoe polish, and he was instantly Superman. You can see that he had the power, grace, and nobility of the world's most greatest superhero. Richard Donner in particular really took a liking to Reeve and wanted him in the role. Although there was still hesitation as he wasn't a big name like Dustin Hoffman or Clint Eastwood. But Donner, Mankiewicz, and head of casting Lynn Stallmaster just knew that he was Superman, despite the fact that some saw him as just being a skinny nerdy kid, including Margot Kidder. Finally, he was cast and paid a mere $250,000 to star in both Superman and Superman 2. In order to transform him into Superman, Reeve went on a hardcore training routine where he was trained by none other than Darth Vader himself, David Prowse, where he put on 33 pounds, and under Prowse's guidance, he bulked up into Superman. Christopher Reeve is Superman. He brought to the part kindness and empathy, while also being tough and powerful at the same time, creating the living embodiment of the mythology of Superman. And thanks to his awkward, nerdy contrast as Clark Kent, you totally believe him in both roles. When it came to Lois Lane, many actresses were considered and auditioned, including Leslie Ann Warren, who previously played Lois Lane in the Superman musical TV special, and Stockard Channing, who that same year also played Rizzo in Grease. But it was Margot Kidder who got the role, as Lynn Stolmaster put it, because she had the magic. And there is no doubt about it, she had amazing chemistry with Reeve, and the way that they stare at each other, you generally feel like these two are in love. Which is interesting because behind the scenes they kind of had a bickering brother and sister relationship, but wow, on screen you really get the sense of this amazing connection between them. Number 5, the most expensive movie for its time. Superman was originally scheduled to be released in 1977, but the production was pushed back due to special effects and new technology having to be created in order to make Superman fly. In addition to that, the movie's budget beefed up to $55 million, making it the most expensive movie of that time, in which Reeve had to stay behind another year once main filming had wrapped up in order to work on his flying scenes. All this caused tension between Richard Donner and the Salkinds and Pere Spengler. Supposedly, Donner didn't even want the producers visiting the set and to just let him get on with making Superman 1 and 2. Apparently, tensions got so bad, director Richard Lester was hired as a go-between of communication between the director and producers, creating one of the greatest feuds in Hollywood history, with most of the cast and crew siding with Donner. That wasn't the only tensions revolving around Superman the movie, as supposedly Reeve and Jack O'Halloran, who played Non, one of the Kryptonian villains, nearly got into a fist fight, only to be broken up by Donner. And Superman's co-creator Jerry Siegel publicly condemned the production out of frustration that he and fellow creator Joe Shuster never got royalties that they felt that they were owed for creating the character. To avoid bad press, Warner Brothers agreed to give Siegel and Shuster a yearly salary of $20,000, along with medical benefits, and their names to be credited on all Superman medias. And thankfully it worked, as they both loved the movie, along with Christopher Reeve's performance. Number 4. John Williams was not the original choice for composer. What can you say about the John Williams score to Superman other than it's super? It's definitely the heart and soul that beats throughout the movie and helps the movie to overall take flight. As soon as you hear the fantastical theme, you can't help but feel excited and giddy and ready to go on an adventure. It's like the music taps into the kid inside you and automatically puts a smile on your face. The music is joyful and exciting and lets you know that Superman is here, and he's here in a big and exciting way. However, Williams wasn't the original choice of composer. That was Jerry Goldsmith, who previously worked with Donner scoring The Omen. However, Goldsmith had to drop out at the last minute due to scheduling conflicts. So Williams was then brought on board, no doubt thanks to the fact that he previously scored Jaws and Star Wars. Interestingly, there was going to be a musical number in Superman the movie where Lois breaks out into song, which would have been weird. It was the flying sequence between Superman and Lois, where the Can You Read My Mind tune plays in the background. At one stage, the tune was worked into a pop song, with Margot Kidder singing lyrics to the tune, but Donner just didn't think that this was the right approach. So instead of suddenly having Lois break out into song, a voiceover by Margot Kidder is spoken over the Can You Read My Mind tune as seen in the movie. Considering that Superman the movie isn't a musical, it would have been strange to have a character suddenly break out into song, so I think it was a wise decision to change it. Number 3, Superman the movie created a rise in video piracy. Considering Superman was such a massive hit, there wasn't really much merchandise associated with the movie. There was a couple of Viewmaster reels in which kids can enjoy 3D still images of the film, as well as Topps trading cards, which once again celebrated images and promotional photos associated with Superman. There was also a soundtrack which was popular upon its release, as well as a disco version of the theme. Mego released a lineup of action figures to coincide with Superman's release, which included Superman, Lex Luthor, and General Zod. But the toys weren't too popular as they were that doll size, and at that stage, thanks to the Star Wars figures, kids were now switching to that smaller action figure size. However, not all the merch associated with Superman was legal, as the release of Superman prompted an increase in video piracy, where Superman the movie was being sold illegally in the underground market, where prints of the film were transformed onto videotape. The issue was so bad it was even featured on 60 Minutes, where Superman and Grease were popular choices for customers who didn't want to go to the movie theatre, but instead watch Superman in the comfort of their own living rooms. The 60 Minutes report claims that illegal copies of Superman were sold for more than $1,000. Ouch! They must really want to own their own copy of Superman. And the presenter seemed to be blown away by the very idea of people watching Hollywood movies in their own homes, let alone own their own copies of said movies. Oh wow, how times have changed. There we go. That's why Viewmasters were a big deal. Back in the day when we didn't have movies on the ready for us to watch at any time, owning these images from movies was really our only way to own it. Incidentally, I do have some Superman merch, including the disco release of the Superman theme. It's awesome. However, Superman wouldn't get a standard size action figure till the mid-80s thanks to the Superpowers lineup. So it wasn't until 1985 or 1986 that kids could actually get a standard size Superman action figure and have their own Superman the movie adventures. But these days there are many different versions of the Christopher Reeve Superman which are available in action figure format, like this one that I've got. Although I think this is a bootleg copy because one of his eyebrows is really wonky and just not printed on there right. Number 2. The TV cut. Superman the movie was first broadcast on ABC over 2 nights in 1982. This version was 182 minutes long, consisting of 45 minutes of extra footage not seen in the theatrical cut. This is because although Richard Donner had creative control over the editing of the theatrical cut of Superman, the Salkinds had the rights to any televised versions, where they made a deal with ABC for more footage to be added, which meant that more adverts could be inserted into the TV broadcast and thus make more money. This long version was only shown on TV broadcasts, as Warner Bros. Owned the rights to the theatrical and home media releases. This version of Superman was known as the Salkinds International Television Cut. In the early 2000s, several extended scenes that were shown in parts of the world made it back into the movie through certain home media releases. But in recent years, the extended television cut has been restored and sold commercially too. This includes more scenes on Krypton, more shots of Superman flying, and extended scenes of Superman saving California during the earthquake. Fans seem to have mixed feelings about this cut, as although it's fascinating to see lost scenes, some of which people had never seen before, most agree that the original theatrical version is overall the better viewing experience. Number 1. Superman the movie used the ending of Superman 2. Due to Superman being a lengthy shoot as well as its financial reasons and Donner's deteriorating relationship with the Salkinds, it was decided to stop the production of Superman 2 and solely focus on Superman the movie, with the intention to return to Superman 2 after the release of the first movie, pending on if Superman the movie was a hit. Donner had shot 75% of Superman 2, including scenes with Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor and the Kryptonian villains. However, it was decided to give Superman the movie the ending to Superman 2, when Superman spins the world backwards in order to turn back time in an attempt to undo the damage that the General Zod gang did to the world. Although in Superman the movie, it was to reverse the death of Lois Lane. Superman the movie's original ending would have ended on a cliffhanger, where after Superman throws a nuclear missile into space, it destroys the Phantom Zone, with the supervillains now being free. But regardless, Superman the movie was released in December 1978 and made over $300 million in the box office, making it the highest grossing movie of that year and 6th highest grossing movie of all time. Suddenly the world no longer saw superheroes as silly and campy, but can now embrace them as serious dramas of high quality productions. Superman the movie would go on to be nominated for 3 Academy Awards and won an award for visual effects. Sadly, Richard Donner didn't come back to direct Superman 2. The Soulkinds explains that this was because Donner insisted that producer Pierre Spengler be removed from the production, but there are many claims that Donner was actually fired. But this has left many fans wondering, what if Donner continued to helm the Superman film series? And what a sad wasted opportunity that could have been. But all said and done, at the end of the day, Richard Donner gave us Superman the movie, his legacy, a delightful cinematic gift, a movie that has constantly been cherished ever since, a movie that broke new grounds and soared high in the imaginations of movie audiences all over the world, a movie that made the impossible possible, a movie that made us all believe that a man can fly. It really is a shame that Richard Donner has now passed away, but his legacy lives on in the many great movies that he made. So to that, I want to say thank you to Dick Donner. Thank you for going against all odds and breaking the mold and giving us your masterpiece that is Superman the movie. Rest in peace, Richard Donner. You will always be remembered.